Hi everyone, it's really nice to meet you all. My name is Zara Hanif and I'll be the moderator for today's discussion. I'm really excited to have meaningful conversations with all of you and I hope this session sparks new ideas and perspectives. Today we'll be exploring an increasingly important topic right now in this day and age, that is the role of mothers in supporting their children's journey in the world of artificial intelligence. Now, as AI becomes a bigger part of education, careers, and everyday life, parental guidance, especially from mothers, can play a crucial role in shaping how children learn, explore, and engage with this technology. Now, from encouraging curiosity and critical thinking to ensuring ethical awareness and balance, mothers often act as both supervisors and guides. We'll be discussing how this influence shows up in real life, the challenges families might face, and the opportunities that come with raising children in an AI driven world. Now, I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's thoughts and experiences. Let's get started. We are very honored to have Yusra, a mother of two and an author, Grace, a mother, intern, and startup founder, and Akansha, not yet a mother, but a founder.
Yes, thank you so
Hello,
much.
everyone.
So, I know some of our speakers are mothers, and while some are not, what aspects of today's roundtable topic interests you most?
I can go first.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to AI and like given how trendy this is becoming, for me personally, I think that what interests me the most is how we can make AI feel less intimidating and more human for both the mother and the child. And as a mother myself and someone who works in AI, I've seen that the biggest gap is not access to technology, but it's understanding and it's confidence. And that's actually why I created Let's Teach Ruby. So, like, it's coming from my own experience, how I wanted to share my interest and knowledge in AI with my own kids. And this helped me and hopefully other mothers to turn complex AI concepts into something that children and parents can explore together through stories and simple experiences. So, for me, this conversation is really about empowerment and helping mothers feel like they don't need to be experts to guide their children in this space. And even for not yet mother or like soon to become mothers, they can start this journey early on until their children are available and they can join them on this journey together.
Wow, thank you so much,
That's
Yosha.
very enlightening, yes.
Yeah,
Can we get an answer from Akansha now?
Yeah. I think there's a saying that says it takes a village to raise a child. So it is not necessarily about mothers, but we need to create an ecosystem where we get the correct information and we give the correct guidance to make sure that children who are getting exposed to AI can then learn it in the right manner, because at the end of the day it's a tool, and a tool can be used however you want to use it. I think there's a very old analogy of a knife, and a knife is a knife. What are you going to do with it? So I think we need to create the right environment around the children, including mothers and teachers who know how to guide the students. So I think that was the most interesting aspect of today's panel for me.
hmm.
Absolutely, yeah. And Grace, what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I think as Yosha and everyone has pointed out, I haven't been a mother yet, but I've been a mother intern for my 6 years old nephew since 2019. I really didn't realize the group of Generation Alpha until I really looked it up online deliberately. This generation is like the most tech immersed generation, growing up with iPad, voice assistant, touchscreens as everyday objects rather than novelties. Seeing my nephews growing up playing games on his iPad, asking Siri to show him the planets, using a touchscreen to call his grandparents, both personally, professionally. As a founder of my AI company, I feel very attached to leveraging the power of AI to make a positive impact on education for the future generation. That's why I'm here today.
That's a great answer. Let's go with the second question. That is, from your perspective, how are mothers adapting to AI's growing presence in children's life?
Of course. So, to answer your question, I personally see like two main patterns. So, like, there are mothers or like mother figures that are very proactive. They are exploring tools, encouraging curiosity, even learning alongside their children. Others, they feel a little bit overwhelmed or cautious, especially because AI is evolving so quickly. So, like, they might have been like afraid or like they are very concerned on of their privacy and their children's privacy. But what's interesting is that both groups, they actually want the same thing without realizing. So like they want to make sure that their children are prepared for the future and that they are protected. So like in order for us to make that happen, they need to have like a good understanding to be able to protect the children. So like what's changing now is that mothers are starting to move from protecting children from technology to the new phase, which is guiding them through the technology. And that shift itself is very powerful, and it's changing the whole narrative for the mothers and for the kids of the future.
Correct. Like as time goes along, mothers are adapting more to AI, and it's kind of fascinating to see how when this AI is such a new invention, like everyone is being adapted to this like new thing so rapidly, and it's really fascinating to see this happen in real time.
Yeah, so I think Yusra put it very nicely. There are two groups, but I think there's also a third group which feels overwhelmed because technology is something that you use every day, but it's not necessarily your forte, right? Like like for example, in my culture, it could be cooking or some other thing. So there's also this general um, hesitation that comes with AI because it's something before you teach it to your child, you need to learn it first. So I think that is where also a lot of mothers come in, especially like I have friends who have kids now, or I have nieces and nephews, as Grace was also mentioning. So like when I build products, I build it for the entire community. I build what is needed as a service offering. But yes, I think one of the things that I experienced personally in my career is that you need to educate even your customer at times. It could be something like a Shopify website where people are building, but let's say now it's a mom who wants to sell, products, or if they are doing something. So education is always very important, and I think that's something that we all are trying to do, not just by this podcast, but just getting to help each other, know each other, or help. If I learn something, I can help you, and it trickles down. So I think with mothers also there is this hesitation around AI, which can only be solved, I feel, through education. I think that's where sometimes moms come from. That's the viewpoint where sometimes mom also come from, where they need to first learn so that they can then pass that information on.
Yeah.
Right. With AI, there's like a lot of uncertainty that mothers have whether to show that to kids, whether to expose AI to kids or not. But right, with education, anything is possible, and mothers can get adapted or understand the real benefits of using AI as well. So right, Grace, anything you have to say?
Yeah, I think I would just maybe highlight a point around game selection because that is also part of the mother's life to entertain the kids or how to engage with the kids. Um, From my personal experience, just comparing my sister, a more traditional mother than a tech-savvy mother intern like myself, when it comes to game selection, I think the general practice maybe picking a kids games as long as the kids like it, or the mother generally gives a green tick when the kids are begging to play a games and the game doesn't look very obviously alarming. But for the very tech savvy, for example, mother intern like me, I would really want to scrutinize the app developer whether they are trustworthy, the game content whether it is educational, the use of AI whether it is protected. It may be too much for a full-time mother to bear in mind on the AI aspect while she needs to take care of all the children's childcare duties. That's why I see a gap in empowering mothers to play a more involved role in children's interaction with online content.
Right, that's a really good point. Absolutely. Um, let's go along with the third question, and that is what has worked well and what has been challenging in a mother-child interactions around AI.
Of course. So I think like in my experience, whether within corporate life or like with motherhood, I think like what works well always is curiosity. So like when mothers, women, or whoever is like being around the child and like they want to be part of their journey in discovering AI, if they themselves approach AI with a mindset of let's explore this together, children respond it incredibly well. And then like to link to Akansha's point earlier on like mothers being overwhelmed, I think the challenge will always be confidence, because like mothers, they might feel they need to be technical or like to have this technical knowledge before they can engage and before they can pass it on to their children. But that's simply not true, because like they can join this journey together. So like they can explore together and they can learn together and grow together. And another challenge is like that some of the mothers might face is like having to explain abstract concepts like data, algorithm, models in a way that children understand. So this is why like they feel a little bit scared to embark on this journey because they don't have that knowledge themselves. But that's exactly why storytelling has been very effective. So like in a book series like Let's Teach Ruby, it makes those ideas tangible and relatable. In some initiatives like Am I Tech Enough, or like some of the camps that some of the organizations are driving for kids of this age, they try to make this a kind of learning experience. So like they try to make it fun, they try to make it relatable to kids. So like they are exploring very big ideas, but in a very simple manners. And this is the beauty and this is the secret in it of like how you can explain it in a very understandable way and like engage the kid and the mother at the same time without being kind of overwhelmed of the big concepts that they are exploring.
Yeah.
That's a really good point because through storybooks and storytelling, both the children and the mother can be both engaged in AI. And like it's said that children are like sponges; they gather more information. Like they reflect on what the mother is doing. For example, if the mother is showing curiosity and confidence, the children tends to absorb that. So
Totally, yes.
when the mother is more interested in what's like how to use AI for the better, the children also reciprocate that energy.
Totally.
Kansha?
I love your concept. Like children are sponges, and they're also very much faster. So in my experience, if you tell a child, if you let a child play with AI, and if you let the mother play with AI, um, as we grow older, we stop learning, right? So when you're children, you are more curious. You are naturally more curious, and you'll explore more. So I think that is also another aspect to teaching both mom and kid, where sometimes the overwhelming feeling comes from the fact that children adapt faster, they learn faster. So, like for example, my 6-year-old niece will talk to Alexa with much more panache than my sister, and that's just because they learn faster, right? They're like sponges, so they'll absorb. And when they talk to Alexa, and if they use a certain accent or if they say certain words, it responds faster. So they just become, and it's just fun for them. It's not like you are not teaching them, or there's no learning, but they just end up doing that much faster than what adults do. So I think it's also like sometimes as adults we just need to unlearn, and we need to touch back to that curiosity that mothers have, and I think that will bring back the confidence. So I really feel like that's one important step that we need to do, because when mothers can like relax and learn about AI, I think that's when they will be able to teach the same to the kids, where they can relax around it. So or instead of being overwhelmed. So I think that's something important. And we like need to create an environment like Am I Tech Enough, or other initiatives where we can create that environment for the mother as well, to be able to learn AI in a relaxed environment. And I think that should be a good solution to helping mothers first understand it, and then be able to like teach it to the kids, pass it on.
Absolutely. Initiatives like Am I Tech Enough or many other that's happening right now. It's very much needed in this day and age when all the like Grace mentioned earlier, all these Gen Alpha kids are much more tech savvy and much more tech immersed than all the other generations. So yeah, Grace, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I think both Yosha and Akansha has mentioned repeatedly on curiosity. And just based on my interaction with my nephews, I really think curiosity is what bond us together. I used to just play with some AI image generation model with him to generate any of his imagination. And we had so much fun visualizing his creativity. And I think what remains challenging is how mothers can take the child's curiosity in AI to the next level. For example, apart from consuming AI generated content, what can the mothers and child to do together to achieve something bigger or to achieve more value adding experience in their AI journey? And that remains a challenging part.
True. That should be discussed, and I feel like along with time we will figure that out and make sure to use AI in a much more sustainable way.